What up, what up, what up, tribe? This is going to be your Clouds Review, Season 2, Episode 6. So, look. Is it 6? That don't sound right. I'll double check that. No, I feel like it's supposed to be Episode 6. Anyway, here's what's up, y'all. Remember last week, Desna done figured out that she being played. So, we see Desna go to the hospital. She's still in a trance. She's still dazed out. Um, Bryce is still alive, but we find out that he's coding. Jen's upset. Uncle Daddy's upset. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. And Jen lashes out at Desna. She blames her. She's like, this is your fault. You told us we could trust the Russians, and look at what she did. She didn't shot Bryce. This is all your fault. Get the fuck away. Desna leaves the hospital, and she agrees. She's like, this is my fault. And, of course, she goes to Roland. She was like, how long did you know? How long did you know that the doctor was the kingpin? And he was like, man, that's not what I wanted to tell you. She was like, Roll, I thought we was better than that. Like, I can't believe you didn't tell me. You let me get played. You let me get embarrassed like this. And so she's really just feeling like her back is against the wall. Everybody's turned against her. Like, everything she thought she's like, I can't go back to working for the Russian, but I don't have nothing else. Like, what else do I have at this point? I done put all my eggs in that basket. Uncle Daddy ain't even in business no more. And so she gets Dean, and they roll out. And so at one point she walks into the ocean. I don't think she was really trying to kill herself. I think she really was just dazed and just didn't know what else to do. And Dean is like, Desna, stop. You're scaring me. Dean is not. You know how Dean get. Dean don't be dealing too well with this. He was like, let's just go home. I want to go home. And Desna's like, you know what? Let's go home. They end up going to this old house that's for sale, and Desna's like, no, 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 she can't be gone. She told me if I ever needed her, I could come and get her, I could come here. And come to find out, she went to the house of one of their foster mothers who had helped raise them, and you see flashbacks of them with the foster mother. Then you see flashbacks of their mother coming to pick them up, the mother coming to get them, saying, I'm out of jail now. I want my kids. And, the foster mother and Desna and Dean being separated, and her saying, look, I'll always be here if you need me. But, you're a beautiful girl. You got it in you. You got that spirit in you. All the good stuff that adults say to kids. So Desna spends the rest of the episode looking for this woman and flashing back. They see the neighbor. I'll be honest with y'all, I thought the lady was dead. Because the lady was older in the flashbacks when they were kids. I thought that she had passed away. But the neighbor says, look, I don't know where I don't know what the lady's name is. Miss Lawrence? What's the lady name they're looking for? Y'all know how I'm with names. Anyway, she said, I don't know where she is. But her daughter works at the school down the street. You can go and ask her daughter where she went. So they go to the school down the street, and of course more flashbacks. You see Desna flashing back to saving Dean, with the kids are bullying Dean. You see Dean climbing a tree. He done left one of his looked like a Power Ranger in the hole of the tree, and it's still there. And Dean is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's still here. And Dean goes to put it back in the tree, and Desna's like, you don't want it? And Dean's like, nope, I don't need it anymore. And lets you know that Dean is sort of figuring some things out too. He's like, I don't need it anymore. I'm good. I don't need my the doll anymore. And you see Desna just flashing back to them playing double dutch, and just all kinds of stuff like that. They find the daughter. She's a social worker, and Desna's telling her just how much the woman meant to her, and how she just needs to talk to her. And and she's like, my mom always spoke well of you guys, like she loved you too. And if you really want to visit her, she's down at, they named some place down the street. I thought it was a cemetery. Like, I really thought this woman was dead. They finally find the woman, and they actually have a conversation, and she remembers them. She remembers them, and they have a good conversation. And Desna's like, I need you. You told me that that there's a fire in me, and but that you see a light in me, but that my light is out, and I just don't know what to do. And you said if I ever needed you, that you be here. And she was like, look, that's that bullshit that adults tell kids. She was like, look, you are an ass kicker. You don't need me or anybody else to validate that. You don't need to come and hide behind my skirt. You're good. Whatever you going through, whatever you need, the power is in you, boo. And you see her flashback to a lot of the scenes we had seen earlier in the episode where it looks like she was being pushed down or beat up or pushed aside. And then you see the rest of the scene. There's a scene with her and her mother. You see where she cusses her mother out and tells her mother, "Look, you did us a favor by abandoning us because I took care of Dean and I'm stronger because of it." There's a scene where the kids push her down. And you see the rest of the scene where she gets up and basically, kicks their ass. Like, look, I'm not here for the bullshit. And so you see that she starts to realize, okay, it's been in me this whole time and I can do this. Like, I can figure this out and I can get us out of this. And so she says to Dean, "Come on, we going home." Dean's like, "Thank you. Whew, thank you." Now, that was a lot of the episode, but you just saw, because I knew what was going to happen from the beginning. Like, she was going to figure out that the strength was in herself because Desna is a kick-ass. And yeah, right now, she's a little confused, hurt, embarrassed, and all of the above. But she's going to figure that shit out, and she's going to come into her own, and she's going to give lots of ass and Dr. Sexy. All right, so we're going to come back to that because that's not where it ends, but that's a lot of it. Let's go back to what's going on at the hospital. So, we're at the hospital. Bryce is in a coma. He survived the gunshot, but he is in a coma. And you know how the doctors say the next 48 hours are important. We don't know what's going to happen. You just got to pray, blah, blah, blah. Hank ass going to show up at the damn hospital and bring Jen a daggone stuffed animal. So, he talking about something, "Well, we are friends." Jenna's like, "Hank, you can't." Now, remember, Hank's the guy she had the affair with. "Hank, you can't be here. What are you talking about? We friends. Like, the fuck? This ain't the time for you to be my friend." Roller sees him and commences to beating his ass. Like, security had to come and pull him off. And Jenna's like, "Roller, I didn't tell him to come up here. I didn't invite him up here." Roller was like, "Whatever. Just make sure his ass don't come up here again." Roller's pissed. He's hurt. He's upset. Remember, Roller wasn't at the shooting because he was back at the house. So he goes after Zlata. Now, we know that's not a good idea. He's angry and he's leading by anger instead of thinking things through. He gonna drive over to the house, run in the house, and he gonna start choking Zlata. And Zlata henchman gonna come and get Roller. And she basically tells Roller, "Look, you need to get your shit together. Like, I shot him. It's over. Y'all came after me. You missed. I came after y'all. He shot. It is what it is. You need to get your shit together, or I'm going to kill your child." So, Roller is like, okay. Like, that got him to calm down. But it also made him even angrier. Like, there's a lot of time about something. What is it with you Americans getting all upset about kids dying? Like, why y'all worried about kids dying? I was like, this bitch is crazy. But in her mind, she like, okay, y'all came after me. I just got the best of y'all, so it is what it is. Let's move on. She like, I don't even know why y'all mad. Like, okay, I shot Bryce, but y'all were trying to shoot me. Which she does have a point. Like, y'all did come after her. Y'all just didn't get the best of her. She got the best of y'all. Like, So, I mean, don't get me wrong, but she kind of does have a point. So, I'm trying to make sure I got all this shit. Because I skipped around. Because I didn't mean to go down tell the whole story of Desna. But I just kept going. So they end up leaving the shop. Quiet Ann and Polly end up leaving the shop. They leave Virginia in charge of the shop. Virginia ends up having a birthday party that Desna then set up with a bunch of, look like about 20 little 8-9-year-olds or something. You know how they do the little parties for the little kids. Virginia think that she all made in the shade and running things until them kids show up, and they run her ass. She ends up getting Uncle Daddy's boyfriend and another one of his friends to help her finish up that party. But anyway, that was just a little comic relief for the episode. There wasn't nothing really with that. It was funny though to see her with them damn kids. Now Zlata though, she sending somebody to the hospital to finish the job. And she did let Roller know that. So Roller goes back to the hospital and tells Uncle Daddy, look, we got to go. Zlata's sending somebody here to finish up the job. Like, she going to kill you. She going to kill Bryce. She done already threatened to kill my child. Only reason why she ain't killed me yet is because I'm married to her daughter. But I'm pretty sure that ain't going to last long. He was like, we need to get out of here. Uncle Daddy was like, I'm not going nowhere until Bryce wakes up. Like, I'm not leaving the hospital. Like, they gonna do what they gonna do, but I'm not leaving my son. So we see Bryce is in the bed. He's in a coma. Jen is in the bed with her. I mean, Jen's in the hospital room with him, talking to him, and she starts talking about, reminiscing. Remember the first time you relapsed and you went to the bar and I went to the bar and we were at the bar together relapsing, and remember the song that was playing on the radio, and she starts singing the song. And of course she's real dramatic with it, right? She's crying and she's all extra and dramatic. And Bryce gets a hard on. So Jen is like, she looking around. She like, okay. So she pulls her panties down and she climbs aboard. And she starts singing the song and having a good time. Next thing you know, Bryce's hands move. And then Bryce starts getting into it. And Bryce's ass wakes up. So she done called the nurse to come in. Roller done came running in there, and then she still straddled on to the top of the man. Roller's like, you might wanna jump up off of that. By the doctor get here. So she climbs down, and all that good stuff. But Bryce wakes up, so, yay, Bryce is awake. Even though y'all know that shit would never happen like that for real. But yay, Bryce is awake. The kids come and visit him. Yay, everybody's happy. Hank ass is outside of the hospital room looking directly at his room with this look on his face. So I don't know where that's going, y'all. That's going to be some shit. Because remember, Roller whipped his ass and Jen rejected him. And so we're going to see where that goes. In the meantime, and in between time, Roller is still trying to tell Clay, okay, this is all great. Now that Bryce done woke up, can we leave now? So Polly. Dr. Ken, remember, Dr. Ken's supposed to be wearing a wire. Dr. Ken done showed up at the hospital trying to get them to say shit. He all awkward, sounding crazy, and they looking at him like, what? So what about us being criminals? That kind of thing. And they're like, dude, he's in a coma right now. What are you talking about? What is wrong with you? Like, they so caught up in all of this, they not even realizing how awkward he sounds and that it may be more going on with that. And he goes back to Arlene and the other lady, and he's like, look, they're not telling me anything, and if I get this on tape, he was like, we get to go into witness protection, and he's asking all these questions about witness protection, and Arlene is like, who's we? You the only one going into witness protection. And he said, what about Polly? She said, y'all not married? He said, so we're married? Would she go? And they were like, okay, if y'all are married, but y'all not married right now, the only person going into witness protection is you. And your ass ain't going nowhere yet because you ain't got nothing on tape. So, of course, y'all know what he does, right? He decides he's going to propose to Polly. And Polly is like, no, I'm not ready to get married. Like, I want to stay here. I don't want to move off, run off. Because he's saying, let's get married, let's run away, let's change our name. Because that's what's about to happen with witness protection. And Polly is like, no. She was like, I'm finally coming into my own. And Polly ends up confessing to being a madam, to being a criminal, to helping Zlata run her empire. Like, she ends up, because he's still wearing the wire. So Polly ends up admitting to all of this illegal stuff. So at this point, the only person Dr. Ken got on tape admitting to being a criminal is Polly, the one person he's trying to save. So that's backfiring on him. And still don't know what's up. I'm sorry. Okay. I think I'm trying to make sure I got everything. So that's all of the little preliminary stories, I believe. So now Desna done got her mojo back, right? After she done talked to her foster mother, she done got her little mojo back. She goes and she talks to, she got her little jumpsuit on. It looked like a little Versace knockoff type jumpsuit. And Jen, she goes up to the hospital, and Jen is like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you dressed like that? And she was like, girl, I got my armor on. And her and Jen make up. Jen's like, look, I was crazy. I didn't mean nothing of what I said. And Desna was like, you might not have meant it, but you were right. Like, this is my fault, but don't worry, I'm going to fix it. Like, I'm going to fix this shit. And they proceed to, she proceeds to let Jen know what's up. She's like, they played me. She was like, they've been in on it from the beginning. Zlata and Dr. Sexy, they working together. And but I got something for them. Don't worry about it. She was like, I need to talk to Uncle Daddy. Well, Uncle Daddy and Bryson left the hospital to go meet up with Chet. Chet is the, remember that's the cop he got on his payroll. So they're going to go meet up with him. I guess to talk about what happened with the shootout. I'm not sure. I don't remember. So then Desna goes to meet up. Because this whole day that Desna's been missing on her little trip down memory lane, they kept saying Desna was sick. So Desna ain't called the doctor. Desna ain't checked in with Zlata because everybody was like, she's sick, she's sick. And Zlata was like, yeah, her car hasn't even left the driveway. Like her car, because she's driving her old car, her Lexus. She ain't driving that brand new Maserati. She's like, yeah, the Maserati's still in the driveway. Like, she must really be sick. She ain't even left the house today. So she goes by the club to see Zlata. And she's like, so you feeling better? She said, oh, yeah. She said, I'm feeling so much better. I just had a little bug, had me under the weather, but I am good now. I am back. And she was like, good, you know. She said, and she said, what did she say? She basically didn't act like she was upset about the shooting or anything like that. Zlata was like, yeah. She's like, see, that's why I like you. Because you understand it's business is business. Like, you're not all in your feelings about it. And she's like, no. You know, Uncle Daddy came for you. You know, you had to do what you had to do. She's like, yeah. So she playing her, you know, which is what she should have done to begin with. But she needed a minute to process. She needed a minute to get it together. I think had she been double-crossed by Zlata, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal as if her, until she included the doctor in it. But it's okay. She got her mojo back. She good. She'll get, and once Quiet Ann find out that she being played, that's going to be a whole nother situation too. So she calls Uncle Daddy. She hears Zlata say, look, we about to take care of Uncle Daddy. Well, they call Clay. You know, Chet is on his way to handle that now. So she knows that Chet is going to go kill Uncle Daddy. So she calls him when she leaves to tell him, look, you know, get out of there because he's coming there to kill y'all. Get out of there. Like it's a setup. Uncle Daddy hangs up the phone, act like he's ignoring her. But when Chet gets out the car, Uncle Daddy, you know, he surveys the situation and he kills him. He shoots him, he kills him. He's like, look, you know, and he tells Desna, he's like, you know, I'm glad you warned me, but I'm surprised you warned me. What's up? And Desna's like, don't worry about it. And she kind of lets him know what happened, and she got him staying at Polly's house. And of course, Dr. Ken is like, y'all can't fucking stay here. Like, the police are bugging me. Like, y'all can't be up. You know, of course, he can't say all of that. But he's like, oh, shit. Like, you know, y'all rolling up in my house. But they're going to be staying at Polly's house / Desna's old house. Desna goes back to the mansion. And they done sent her a daggone wedding gown. She burned that motherfucking damn dress up just as quick. It was a pretty dress, too, though. But Desna is back. Now, I don't know what the long-term plan is going to be, but she looked out for Uncle Daddy. She saved his life tonight. They got him hidden away because, of course, once they find out Chet's dead, that's going to be a whole nother situation. And we're going to see next week what the regroup is and what the plan is going to be because, hunty, it's about to be on and what? Poppin'. She saw the doctor. She going to bite his lip. He talking about something. Did you just bite me? She said, yeah. She said, you don't know my freaky side. So anyway, y'all, Claus is good. It's so good. I'm waiting to see now what we about to do now that Desna know what the dealio is and she done got her mojo back because it's about to be some shiznit. Now, one thing I don't understand, and y'all might be able to put this in the comments for me. Why are they so worried about the doctor marrying Desna? Because that's what Zlata's like. You need to hurry up and marry her. You need to hurry up and marry her. Because once you marry her, everything she has belongs to you. What is it that Desna has that they want so bad? Because, far as I know, she don't have shit. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Drop it in those comments and let me know. What is it that Desna has that Zlata wants so bad that they're trying to marry her to get? I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. So that part does have me confused. I don't get that part. But I might have missed something somewhere along the line. Maybe last season something happened that went over my head. You know, y'all let a sister know though. Let a sister know. I'll talk to y'all later though. Peace.